At its height, the Mongol Empire was unlike anything the world had ever seen. Stretching from the Pacific Ocean to Eastern Europe, it became the largest contiguous land empire in human history. Its armies conquered kingdoms in a matter of months, while entire civilizations trembled at the mere sound of Mongol horses approaching. But here's the greatest mystery. No foreign empire destroyed the Mongols. No unstoppable army defeated them. Instead, the world's greatest empire slowly destroyed itself from within. This is the shocking story of how the Mongol Empire collapsed. The story begins with one man, Genghis Khan. Born as Temujin around 1162, he grew up in hardship after his father's death. Yet through extraordinary leadership, ruthless military strategy, and an unmatched ability to unite rival tribes, he transformed the scattered Mongol clans into a single unstoppable force. Within just a few decades, his armies conquered vast territories across Asia, defeating kingdoms that had stood for centuries. By the time of his death in 1227, Genghis Khan had laid the foundation for the largest land empire the world would ever witness. After Genghis Khan's death, the empire continued to grow under his sons and grandsons. Cities from China to Eastern Europe fell before the Mongol armies. Trade flourished along the Silk Road, connecting east and west like never before. For a brief moment in history, it seemed as if nothing could stop the Mongol Empire. But hidden beneath its incredible success, the seeds of its destruction had already been planted. The beginning of the end came from a problem Genghis Khan never truly solved: succession. Although he named heirs, there was no clear system for transferring supreme power across such a vast empire. After the death of each great Khan, powerful princes competed for control. Instead of expanding together, the Mongol elite became consumed by political rivalries. The greatest threat to the empire was no longer outside its borders. It was inside the royal family itself. As the decades passed, the empire became too enormous for one ruler to control. Eventually, it split into four powerful Khanates: the Yuan Dynasty in China, the Golden Horde in Eastern Europe, the Chagatai Khanate in Central Asia, and the Ilkhanate in Persia. Although they still claimed loyalty to the Great Khan, each Khanate increasingly pursued its own interests. The unity that had made the Mongols unstoppable was beginning to disappear. The divisions soon turned into open conflict. Mongol armies that had once conquered the world now fought each other. Trade routes became less secure, alliances collapsed, and trust between the Khanates disappeared. Instead of building one empire, each ruler focused on protecting his own territory. The empire wasn't defeated by a single battle. It was slowly torn apart by endless internal wars. Then came a disaster no army could defeat. In the mid-14th century, the Black Death spread across Asia and Europe with terrifying speed. Many historians believe the vast trade routes protected by the Mongols unintentionally helped the deadly plague travel farther and faster than ever before. Within just a few years, millions of people had died. Entire cities fell silent, trade collapsed, and the empire's economy began to crumble. The Mongols had connected the world, but that same connection now accelerated one of history's deadliest pandemics. As disease spread, rebellion followed. Across the empire, local populations grew tired of foreign rule, heavy taxation, and constant political instability. Without strong central leadership, the Mongols struggled to control their distant territories. The empire that once inspired fear was now struggling simply to maintain order. Every rebellion weakened its foundations even further. The greatest blow came in China. The Yuan Dynasty, founded by Kublai Khan, had ruled China for nearly a century. But famine, economic hardship, natural disasters, and growing resistance shattered Mongol authority. In 1368, rebel forces captured the Mongol capital, ending Yuan rule and establishing the Ming dynasty. It was one of the most devastating losses in Mongol history, and a turning point from which the empire would never fully recover. After the fall of the Yuan Dynasty, the dream of a united Mongol Empire was effectively over. The remaining Khanates had become independent kingdoms, each pursuing its own ambitions. Instead of cooperating, they competed for land, wealth, and influence. The empire that had once conquered continents no longer shared a common purpose. Unity, the Mongols' greatest strength, had become their greatest weakness. One by one, the Khanates began to disappear. The Ilkhanate in Persia collapsed after internal political chaos. The Chagatai Khanate fractured into rival factions. The Golden Horde lost its dominance after years of civil war and repeated invasions. Without a powerful central authority, every part of the empire became increasingly vulnerable. The collapse was no longer a possibility. It had become inevitable. By the end of the 14th century, the Mongol Empire had ceased to exist as a unified superpower. The empire that had once ruled nearly a quarter of the world's land had vanished. Yet its legacy endured. The Mongols transformed trade across Eurasia, connected distant civilizations through the Silk Road, and changed warfare forever. Even in collapse, their influence continued to shape the course of world history for centuries. So, what really destroyed the Mongol Empire? It wasn't a single battle. It wasn't one powerful enemy. It was a combination of internal rivalry, political instability, economic decline, devastating pandemics, and the impossible challenge of ruling the largest land empire in history. The empire expanded faster than it could govern itself, and eventually, its greatest strength became its greatest weakness. Yet history remembers the Mongols for far more than their collapse. They revolutionized warfare with unmatched cavalry tactics. They protected the Silk Road, allowing trade, technology, and ideas to travel across continents. For generations, they connected east and west like never before. Few empires have left such a profound mark on human civilization. The rise of the Mongol Empire proved that determination, strategy, and leadership could build the greatest empire the world had ever seen. Its fall proved something equally important. No empire, no matter how powerful, can survive forever if unity is lost. The story of the Mongols remains one of history's greatest lessons. Sometimes, the greatest danger comes not from outside, but from within. Even today, traces of the Mongol Empire can still be found across the world. Modern trade routes, diplomatic connections, military strategy, and cultural exchange all carry echoes of the empire Genghis Khan built more than 800 years ago. Although the empire disappeared, its influence never truly vanished. History may remember its fall, but it also remembers the world it helped shape. The Mongol Empire teaches a timeless lesson. Building an empire requires strength, but preserving it requires unity, stability, and wise leadership. When trust disappeared and ambition replaced cooperation, the empire slowly began to consume itself. Its greatest enemy was never beyond its borders, it was growing inside them. History is filled with powerful empires. The Romans, the Persians, the Ottomans, and the Mongols. Each believed its power would last forever. Yet history reminds us that no empire is immortal. Every civilization eventually faces the challenge of adapting or declining. The Mongol Empire rose faster than almost any civilization in history, and it fell more quietly than many expected. Its collapse was not caused by one decisive battle. It was the result of years of division, conflict, and weakening institutions. Perhaps that is why its story remains so relevant even today. The Mongol Empire once united continents, changed the course of history, and became the largest contiguous land empire ever created. Its rise inspired generations, and its fall warned them. The story of the Mongols is not only about conquest. It's about leadership, unity, ambition, and the price of internal division. If you enjoyed this documentary, subscribe to Empyrean Vault for more incredible stories from history. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next documentary.